The World Stone was an ancient artifact of immense power. It was used not only to create our world, but also to control mankind. The original humans were known as the Nephilim, and their power was such that it was feared they would tip the balance in the eternal conflict between the high heavens and the burning hells. So the World Stone was tuned to lessen our powers, turning mankind into what we are today. But now that it has been destroyed, it is conceivable that the powers of the Nephilim will reappear. Tyrael was forced to destroy the World Stone when Baal, the Lord of Destruction, corrupted it in his attempt to control all of mankind.
Indeed. A priest of Rathma was among the heroes who fought him, though the ruin from the World Stone's destruction was terrible.
It obliterated Mount Arreat, the mountain that housed it, leaving only a smoking crater in its place, and nothing has been heard from Tyrael since.
I heard Leah grew up traveling with you. Was it not dangerous having a child on your journeys?
Not as dangerous as you might think. There was a calm about the world then. Most people paid no mind to an old man and young girl, weaponless and penniless, crossing their lands.
Uncle Deckard and I traveled all over the world in my youth, looking for lost lore and artifacts. It was so exciting, crawling around ancient temples, digging through forgotten crypts. I feel fortunate that Uncle Deckard raised me the way he did, the things I learned from him. But now I don't know. I see what his obsession with his quest has cost him, has cost us. The Drowned Temple was once known as the Sarsium Emporis. It was the most sacred of their temples, a site where legend claims angels would come to impart their wisdom to the Nephilim.
The second piece is safe, but I do not know where the last one has fallen.
I remember a glow streaking towards a fishing village.
That must be Wortham.
Ah, brilliant, dear Leah. Have the ferryman take you there.
I have some new items that I'm certain you'll love.
Oh, there she goes again. Were I not a happily married man, I'd let her take me on an adventure.
I'm sure she's aching to haul an old Cooper with a bald spot around. Be my guest.
I was thinking... Don't hurt yourself. I was thinking that we should try to recruit more soldiers. What happens if we get attacked again?
We just spent a week fighting off hundreds of walking corpses outside our impenetrable gates. We're the hardest bastards within 100 miles. Who's going to attack us?
Do not question the path you are on. It will lead you through things that will try your very soul. But you'll always have me to talk to.
Talking is a waste of time.
You pretend you are a rock, but I know the softness you don't want anyone to see. Why else would you continue to come and talk to Miriam? Vile things transpire even as we speak. I see a town in flames, and an old friend paying the ultimate price to reveal the truth.
I already know this.
Oh, do you have the sight as well?
You will say no more, will you?
I can see the fires even from here. Wortham burns. It is only the truly evil who force the innocents to suffer for a battle they have no part in.
I don't like what's going on around here. Too many new faces. The dead rising from their graves were no picnic, but at least they kept the strangers away.
Hey, look, I'm happy to sell to you, but you got to promise not to tell anyone where you got these goods from, okay?
I seek passage to Wortham.
I will take you, but beware. Smoke rises from the village.
They're destroying the town! Get out while you can!
Death to those who defy the power!
long as they're fighting, we have a chance.
One of the men retrieved a strange artifact in his nets. It looked like a hilt of an ancient blade, but I know it must be more. The fisherman argued with me, but I convinced him to leave it in the safety of the chapel, a holy place for a holy relic.
Please! My family's hiding in the chapel with the rest of the townsfolk. We must get to them.
Don't run off! You'll get yourself killed!
He's made his choice. Now we make ours.
Fools! You cannot keep the sword from me!
This is bad.
My servants will burn this town to ashes!
I hear something coming.
There's quite an enemy over there. We are in for a fight.
Save us. We owe you our lives.
There is only one thing I would ask of you. I seek a sword fragment. Have you seen it?
We found it days ago. I wish we'd never brought it here. Come, I left Virgil to guard it. We will be glad to be rid of it.
I'm going back to Tristram to check on Uncle Deckard.
Something isn't right here.
Maghda!
While you were on your hero's errand here, I captured all 3 sword pieces and your friends.
I will put an end to this.
One of the men retrieved a strange artifact in his nets. It looked like a hilt of an ancient blade, but I know it must be more. The fisherman argued with me, but I convinced him to leave it in the safety of the chapel, a holy place for a holy relic.
It's your choice, Cain. Either use your heraldric arts to repair the sword, or your dear Leah dies a horrible death.
Oh, this pain, this destruction. What is the sword to you?
To me, nothing. To my master, Belial, everything. Your rage is overwhelming, girl. You win this round, but if the sword cannot be mine, I'll claim the one it's bound to. In the end, the blade shall be mine.
Uncle, you can't die.
Nothing can stop that now. But there is one last thing I must do. The sword must be made whole. Just as I suspected, the sword is on the high heavens. The stranger is an angel. Heed the journal. The truth lies within.
Uncle Deckard!
If only I could control this power, I could have saved him.
I do not know. There were others who were responsible.
Maghda and her master Belial. The journal speaks of an angel falling from the heavens as the shadow rises from the abyss. The stranger is the key to all of this.
So it seems. I will search for him.
When my power erupted, I saw into Maghda's mind for an instant. She's fled to the highlands. You can reach them through the caves above Wortham. You have to know, she'll be waiting for you.
I am prepared for that.
This damned power I have. Uncle Deckard said it came from my mother. He tried to teach me how to control it using his Horadric training, but it never really helped. He never gave up on me, though. He was a great man.
This is not a time for mourning. This is a time to dry our tears and draw our weapons. There can be no pity for the pitiless, save redemption for those that seek it. By the grace of the ancients, may your soul be warmed and brought to glory in righteousness.
What in the burning hells is happening around here? First the dead, and now dark cultists?
Why would your order alter your memory?
Our initiation blinds us to our sinful pasts, so that we might clearly see the future and prepare for the final battle.
How?
I was chained to a wall and beaten. By the third day I was mad from pain and hunger. That is when the whipping began. I was told I relived all of my transgressions, everything that brought me tainted joy. The whip took away that joy, then the sin, leaving me pure.
That was torture, not a sentence. Meditation and study would have sufficed.
Don't you understand? The Templar Order is trying to protect humanity from extinction. What is my pain against that goal?
You're going to make those cultists pay for what they've done, aren't you? They can't be allowed to get away with this.
So this is how it ends? They dragged my cart from the road, but for what? I can't get it repaired. Might as well dig a hole and die in it.
The caves must be up here somewhere.
One of the men retrieved a strange artifact in his nets. It looked like a hilt of an ancient blade, but I know it must be more. The fisherman argued with me, but I convinced him to leave it in the safety of the chapel, a holy place or a holy relic.
Spiderlings alone may seem unthreatening, but their presence should be a warning for travelers. For wherever there are spiderlings, there will be matriarchs, and the fully grown arachnids are extremely protective of their young. The spiderlings themselves possess strong appetites, allowing them to do considerable harm to a cornered adventurer. The ubiquitous spider is one of the oldest and most adaptable creatures in the world. It also seems to have acquired an unfortunate susceptibility to magic. When exposed, the arachnids will increase dramatically in size and even cast spells. Due to this hazard, I recommend staying out of dark places whenever possible.
My queen sings to me. Her music echoes from beyond.
Are we certain we want to go through these caves? Something is not right here.
The ubiquitous spider is one of the oldest and most adaptable creatures in the world. It also seems to have acquired an unfortunate susceptibility to magic. When exposed, the arachnids will increase dramatically in size and even cast spells. Due to this hazard, I recommend staying out of dark places whenever possible. Spiderlings alone may seem unthreatening, but their presence should be a warning for travelers. For wherever there are spiderlings, there will be matriarchs, and the fully grown arachnids are extremely protective of their young. The spiderlings themselves possess strong appetites, allowing them to do considerable harm to a cornered adventurer.
You will make a fine corpse.
I used to be one of them, ordinary, untouched, until her voice came to me. Then I knew how I must serve. I must kill the one who threatens my mistress and the dark power that created her. I have been chosen.
My essence is too low.
More gold for me!
I used to be one of them, ordinary, untouched, until her voice came to me. Then I knew how I must serve. I must kill the one who threatens my mistress and the dark.
Someone help me!
I have trained well.
I could do that again.
Your death nears.
That opponent there must have wonderful treasure.
Sometimes I get the feeling you don't exactly know where you're going.
Your death nears. You will make a fine corpse. You will make a fine corpse.
Someday you'll be as good as me.
The ubiquitous spider is one of the oldest and most adaptable creatures in the world. It also seems to have acquired an unfortunate susceptibility to magic. When exposed, the arachnids will increase dramatically in size and even cast spells. Due to this hazard, I recommend staying out of dark places whenever possible.
Chancellor Eamon, it is of the utmost importance that we secure my manor from the traitorous rabble in Tristram. The caves to the east are too close to my land. They must be blocked, completely obstructed. I believe the Archbishop Lazarus has magically bound some arachnids of late. They may serve us well.
My mistress has accepted me. Come close and feel her loving embrace.
That was not going to end well. I must wait.
Well, what treasure did they have?
That Templar said he was afraid of spiders. Don't tell him that I told you.
Don't disturb the eggs. Royal Guard, with great pain, I must admit that our king is no longer able to separate reason from madness. He orders the caverns to be filled with the Archbishop's monstrous creations, and will hear nothing else. Perhaps the legendary ancients themselves once dwelled there, but now we must desecrate their ruins.